Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals. With fall approaching, could there be a better UT football weekend getaway than Parkside Cabin Rentals in the Smokies? If you're coming to the game from out of town, stay in the mountains. And if you just want to have a fun getaway and watch the game with friends, rent a mountain cabin. They've got all kinds of entertainment setups in these cabins, big screen TVs and everything. Fantastic. ParksideCabinRentals.com to learn more. The Ogle family's been taking care of hospitality in the Smokies since it first became a national park. All right, let's take a look at something that came out this week. Thought it was interesting. ESPN.com on your left there actually was the first one to point this out, that they thought it was interesting that something appeared on utsports.com, the bio for Alex Golesh, and the key line is, in the last 2 years combined as a play caller, including his year at UCF, Golesh's offense is averaging a nation-best 3 plays per minute, et cetera, 1.5 points per minute, et cetera, et cetera. Vince, do you buy that Golesh was calling the plays last year?
I mean,
they say he did.
Yeah, maybe not to the traditional extent. Maybe there's a little segment, maybe he's officially calling the scripted plays that they've already discussed and he's executing them, and then you can put that as a part of that. When you see on television Josh Heupel, it certainly looks like he's governing up and he's calling those plays when they have those cameras locked in on him. I think from an efficiency standpoint with the tempo, I could see how it would be, you would want that play caller on the field. It's what he's done at every stop. I would be surprised if it's more than just a technicality that he's the play caller.
I kind of agree with that. I mean, this is one of those things, like when you have a coach that's a specialist expert in a coordinator, as a coordinator, and then becomes a head coach, it's like saying, hey, I'm a great defensive play caller at Alabama with Nick Saban. You're participating, but
right.
but the man with the headset that's listening in to what you're calling or what's going on at any point in time goes, no, we're doing these 5 things, right? And so I think with Heupel being on the field right there, Golesh may be the guy with the book up there saying, hey, they're doing this on the defense. We need to go with this set of 4 plays in the next drive. But I think the man on the field actually doing the, hey, do this one now and all that kind of stuff is probably closer to Heupel. So I think it's that consultative approach that of actually what's the very next play to the field. I don't think that occurs.
Yeah, and I think the obvious reason for doing that is every one of these schools and every one of these head coaches, while you don't like replacing guys, that's a good thing when you are having coaches that get their own jobs and move on, that you create your own tree. That's good for the program. That's good for the head coach. And I'm sure that's one of the ways that you would be able to lure in an offensive coordinator, because if somebody comes to be a coordinator and they want to go be a head coach somewhere, they know that someone's going to say, well, as coordinator, did you call plays? Right. So this would be a way to say, okay, he's involved in play calling, so let's just say he called the plays and that will help him move forward. Isn't that kind of what you're thinking this is, a PR, more of a type of a move here?
Probably so. And look, on utsports.com on his bio, it says updated May 2022. Well, not a whole lot changed in terms of the on the field that you got to recap in May versus after the season was over. And maybe there were some things you wanted to beef up anyway, but that could have been just, hey, let's emphasize this a little bit more. Maybe from a career standpoint, I don't have a big problem with that.
No, I don't either. I just think it's interesting that the reason it was written about on ESPN was they were doing a listing this week of the 25 coordinators and assistant coaches who could move up and be head coaches in the future. Yep. And the way they wrote it was, wow, he's calling the plays for this great offense. He's in this top 25. He may be in the top 25 anyway. Again, it's not like he's not involved in play calling.
Right.
But if they're taking that and he wasn't going to be on the list before and now he's on the list because of it, I think they might should have done a little bit more research into that.
Yeah.
All right, very good. When we come back, some anonymous SEC coaches were asked by ESPN to talk about the quarterbacks in the SEC. We'll show you what they had to say about Hendon Hooker, and then we'll ask the guys, is Hendon Hooker getting a little shortchanged? What is it? Is it Hooker or is it the Heupel system that drives this offense? Come on back on the Sports Source. We'll discuss.
Miss an episode? Catch up at sportsource.tv or our YouTube channel.